It wouldn't be a Switchcast without talking about an epic transporter fail and or a luxury car stolen by a transporter. And lo and behold, we've got a new one. Shaq's Range Rover was stolen by a transporter.
Like Shaq bought it and it's on its way to him, or it was his and it's on the way to somebody else?
He bought it. It was on its way to him to use to attend a game in New Orleans. And he was having custom work done, and it never made it there. This story was a tip from shrewd negotiator Larry. If you also want to be a shrewd negotiator on Patreon and get all the bonus content, you can go to patreon.com/switchcast. And of course, the story is also brought to us by our wonderful sponsor, Shaughnessy Overland Express. If Shaq had used them to transport his car, this would not have happened. Full stop. So let's go into the stories. We are referencing two different media sources, freightwaves.com and the NewYorkTimes.com, which might have just kicked me out. So I think we'll be using freightwaves.com.
Nice.
Anyway, Shaquille O'Neal's $180,000 Range Rover stolen in suspected transport scam. Authorities say someone may have posed as a transporter to steal the SUV. According to the Lumpkin County Sheriff's Office in Georgia, the Range Rover had been worked on at a custom auto shop in Dahlonega, Georgia. It was purchased from California-based Effortless Motors, which had done some custom work for Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq, to accommodate his, big height. They arranged the transport for Shaq, but the vehicle never reached its destination. It went to Dahlonega first, I believe, to get some of this prep work done. And then it was supposed to get shipped to Louisiana so that Shaq could use it that weekend for an event he was attending. The company that it was dispatched to or hired to do this is First Line Trucking, LLC. Now, of course, I always go on brokersnapshot.com and other websites to look these companies up, and I did not find any immediate red flags with First Line Trucking, which on a lot of these previous thefts that we've covered, I've immediately been able to find some issues right off the bat that said, man, there's a red flag with this company. They should never have been hired. The broker, the dealer who hired them is totally negligent. But this company looks reasonably okay. They've been in business for 9 years. They have one truck. They have one driver, one trailer. They have one or two inspections in recent history. Like, everything seems legit for the most part. There's no immediate red flags on this company. They're just a small trucking company, and there's a lot of owner-operators out there. So, what happened? How did this get stolen? Our shrewd negotiator, Larry, alleged that given his background and experience, he said, I bet there was a lot of payoffs involved here. And I said, I don't think so. This is all a bunch of organized crime, and they are just exploiting loopholes. Nobody needs to be paid off. I don't want to allege that First Line Trucking or Effortless Motors was somehow on the take and involved in this, because I've seen too many good trucking companies and good dealers get scammed themselves in these operations. And I know that they were not on the take. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but there is organized crime behind this, but it's just too easy. It's like low-hanging fruit. And I can tell you exactly what happened. The article, one of the articles states that there was this high-level security breach. So basically, somebody got the information for the pickup, for the shipment, and a trucking company that was not First Line Trucking showed up with enough information to get the Range Rover released to them. We've seen over and over and over again that Central Dispatch, which is a company owned by Cox Automotive, which is a freaking publicly traded company, media giant, has been hacked over and over again such that this keeps happening. Somebody at some point needs to hold them liable because it's going to keep happening.
Is there a way to prove the connection?
in terms of them.
Yeah, so
Central
like
being
my
hacked?
car was like stolen, and it is directly related to Central Dispatch getting hacked.
I think it would be difficult to say, like, to actually prove, and you're the internet expert. Like, if you're not Central Dispatch, Central has all the data other than the company saying, well, we did the bill of lading on Central Dispatch and somebody showed up with the information. So the only way they could have gotten it, so you could prove it by elimination, but like Central Dispatch isn't going to release their records of a security breach unless you sue them and, you know, a judge forces them to do that.
It just feels like we're stuck in this weird point where nobody can actually prove it, so it's going to keep happening until somebody tries to...
Okay, yes. However, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, this could have been prevented very, very easily. First Line Trucking, I can look up their MC and DOT number. The other thing I can do is I can look up their inspections history, and their inspections history shows me the VIN number of the truck and the trailer that is in that inspection.
Okay.
So I know which truck and trailer belongs to them. I don't even have to go that far. If I'm actually booking a load with them, I would request a certificate of insurance from their insurance broker. That also lists the scheduled autos on that COI. So I would know this truck and this trailer with these VIN numbers are registered to this company.
Okay.
So let's say that it was a highly sophisticated scam and somebody showed up with a similar truck and trailer and a proper bill of lading, and they faked all their paperwork and were like, yes, we are First Line Trucking, which is what these articles allege, which usually that's not the case. Usually it just gets rebrokered to another company, and the person releasing the vehicle isn't even paying enough attention to notice that they're not giving it to the same company that they friggin' dispatched it to. Like, that's how easy it is to steal these cars. But let's give everybody the benefit of the doubt, including the scammers, and say this is a really high-level scam. They hacked into Central Dispatch, got the pickup and delivery info, fabricated a bill of lading, taped the MC and DOT numbers on the truck, which is a red flag, taped the company name on, etc. All the shop who released the Range Rover had to do is look at the VIN number on the truck, compare it to the COI, and if it was different, say, hold up.
Yep.
I'm going to call the trucking company and say, did you have a breakdown? Did you send another truck? This is a red flag. Before we release this, can you confirm? And in the article, it says that First Line Trucking never even, they hadn't dispatched a driver. So, like, it would have been a real easy phone call. They would have called First Line and said, hey, your guy's here. And they would have said, no, he's not.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Boom. End of theft. Prevented. Stopped. 2 minutes.
So this is just the same story that always happens where you need to do a little bit of due diligence. You need to just like sniff a little harder as a part of your sniff test and boom, you're good.
It's slightly different every time, but it always falls under an umbrella of like 5 or 6 different things that can be done to prevent it. Even if Central Dispatch keeps getting hacked, all of these scams are preventable. And this one was easy. And the only reason this is getting a whole bunch of attention is because it was Shaq's, right? So, of course, you know, the sheriff's office is making all these public statements. They've gotten search warrants. They've tracked the GPS, which the GPS says it's likely already on a container ship going overseas. So
pretty sure it's gone.
It's gone. But boy, is that sheriff's office on this. And they said, this is funny. I literally, if you just gave me a few clues about this article and said, hey, this car got stolen, I would have said, let me guess. It was a security hack and a different company picked it up and it was a late model Range Rover or Bentley or McLaren and it went to Atlanta and then got put in a container ship, right? That would be my prediction.
Oddly familiar, Doug.
That's what happened. It got delivered to somebody in Atlanta and then it went to a container ship. It's over and over. It's Atlanta, it's Miami, it's New York. Southern California, that's where they get delivered. Then they go into containers. But we have leads of people on interest out of this location, and we have search warrants, said the sheriff. Let me tell you what, I am ticked off on behalf of every small guy who's had their car stolen and doesn't get the cops to do anything. But because it was Shaq's and because of the media attention, oh man, the cops are on it. They're never going to recover it, but boy, are they on it. They've gotten search warrants versus some of my clients who've had this issue happen. They've gone to police with the active GPS tracking saying my car, which is stolen, is right here. It's pinging right now. And the cops are like, yeah, we can't really do anything.
That's insanity.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. So there is not equal justice for everybody, but if you're 7'1" and a famous basketball player, you get a little bit more attention. But hopefully this will shine more light on the problem as a whole. Central Dispatch / Cox Automotive will be held liable, or they will do something about it. Goodness knows they have enough money and resources to do it, but they don't respond to anybody's complaints or anything about it. Yeah, and hopefully people will get more wise to stop this stuff and not rely on somebody else to fix it or the cops to recover it, because they're not going to. But this could have been stopped. This could have been stopped with a little tiny bit of legwork by anybody involved in this situation. Anybody. This brings us to the props and flops.
Brought to you by Switchcars. Switchcars is the enthusiast dealership where we buy and sell cars that we like ourselves. So check out our handpicked inventory at switchcars.com and mention Switchcast for special pricing when available. Find more information online at switchcars.com or come visit our showroom in Twinsburg, Ohio. And Doug, what is the pick of the week this week?
The pick of the week this week is 2015 Porsche 911 Targa 4S 7-speed manual 991.1 with 10,000 miles black over tan. It is the first and last of the naturally aspirated Targas with the Targa bar roof instead of the sliding glass squeaky leaky feature on the previous
I have heard
4 generations.
You do not want that sliding glass window.
You do not want the sliding glass window. Anyway, our flop of the week is speaking of shipping fails, a burgundy Corvette C6 convertible was on a transport truck that got hit by a train. It was an open transporter, so somebody cheaped out. A couple people sent me this video, including our friend Bert, loyal listener. The transporter made a mistake that we often see in viral videos where they went over a raised crossing and they high-centered the trailer. And you even see the warning signs. They're an image. So I guess if you can't speak English, you could still, I don't know. But, you've seen those signs where it looks like sparks flying, and that's to warn you. But anyway, so they high-centered the trailer on a raised crossing, and the train went right through the middle of that trailer and hit the burgundy Corvette C6 one of one dead on. The predictable part of all this is that even though the video was kind of grainy, you could clearly see the driver's Adidas tracksuit as he walked around outside the scene.
Oh, man.
If you know, you know. There's a stereotype. Rumors are circulating that after the wreck, he was going into local businesses asking if he could use their restroom.
Oh, man.
That's another inside trucker joke. But anyway, our prop of the week, I hate to be commercial, but our prop of the week goes to our transport sponsor because, I mean, the fails, it's a perfect product placement here. Shaughnessy Overland Express, if you want to not have to think about these things, like when they show up, it's a big truck labeled Shaughnessy Overland Express. Nobody can scam that. So you just know that you have peace of mind when they're shipping your stuff. You don't have to have a dealer arrange it for you. You don't have to deal with a broker. You don't have to double check VIN numbers on the trucks. You can just hand it over and let them do it. So next time you're shipping your burgundy Corvette C6 convertible one of one, don't stick it on open transporter with a guy in an Adidas tracksuit. Send it to Shaughnessy Overland Express.
The Sheffield brand was recently revived by Jake Turkbus, an owner of an original Sheffield all-sport diver he received from his parents in 1970 when he was just 11, beginning his love of watches. As an adult, Jay used his extensive expertise in product development and marketing to revive the brand that started it all. He set out to develop watches with a high level of quality and specification at a value price. His first effort, and a successful one, on July of 2023, was the debut of the Sheffield All-Sport Diver 1. It had the kind of build and movement that much more expensive watches use, and his debut price of $108 was equivalent to the $13 his parents paid in 1970. Since that debut, Sheffield has expanded to a wider range of automatics and chronos, many designed around vintage Sheffield dials of the 60s. The Sheffield well of clever and unique design remains his inspiration, as well as maintaining the goal of high quality, very affordable range of automatic and quartz watches. Sheffield watches, value on merit, not just price. I love mine, so get yours at sheffieldwatches.com and be sure to mention you found them on Switchcast.
Thank you for joining us for Switchcast with Doug Tabbitt and Tyler Sanders, produced by Ethan Huffnagel. Switchcast is an automotive entertainment and opinion show, and nothing we say should be taken very seriously. We do not give tax, investment, legal, emotional, or professional advice, and the only licenses we hold are driver's licenses. The opinions expressed on this show are exclusively held by the people pontificating at that moment and do not reflect the values of our producers or sponsors. Our theme music is provided by Emily and Ivory. You can stream their full album on Spotify or SoundCloud. If you like this show, you can stream it in its entirety on your favorite audio podcast platform. Check out switchcast.live for more info.